going on, folks? Today, I'm going to replace this handle because my mother-in-law has been trapped in this bathroom for the last time. Okay, I picked up this new handle from Schlage. So we're gonna see how this one works. I've never swapped out a door handle before. This says package includes everything you need. So we're gonna go with that. I haven't gotten a single tool out with me except the pocket knife to help me open this box. So let's see if that's true. Look at that. Don't even need a pocket knife. There's the new one. This little box of other thingies. We'll look at that in a minute. Enter to win 1 of 3 prizes. Okay, we'll look at that later. Instructions must be in here, so check that out. All right, 1, check door operations. Either style is fine. If you have questions about door prep, see this website. I guess the first thing we need to do is get this one off. I already need a tool. I'll give them that one though, because they wouldn't know what I'm starting with. Let's take this whole thing off. This one is not easy. The same thing over on this side. Okay, let's see what's next. Install the latch. Well, let's find the latch. First thing, we gotta see if this fits. And it does not. Great. Well, maybe just barely. No, not at all. Okay. So this says if it does not fit, you'll need to adjust your door prep. See this website. Oh, now I need tools. Tape measure, pencil, drill and drill bits, a hole saw, a chisel, and a hammer. If the door is thinner than 1 3/8 or thicker than 1 3/4, then the lock will not fit properly on the door. We should set that on the package. That's cool. That looks like 1 3/8. Okay. Measure the back set. What is a back set? Now, back set is how far back the handle is from the edge of the door. If existing back set is not 2 3/8 or 2 3/4, then the lock will not fit properly. 2 1/2. Perfect. It's right in between. Wait, but it doesn't say 2 3/8 to 2 3/4. It says 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. So does that mean it's not going to work? I guess in certain parts of the world you could call that 2 3/8. We'll go with it. If hole sizes are smaller than those shown, they need the whole thing cut out. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Yep, that would track. That whole thing needs to fit in there. That'll be fine. Measure this with an actual tape measure real quick. So the thing said it wanted this 2 3/4 or 2 3/8, and we are exactly 2 1/2. I think let's cheat it this way. So just make this hole a little bit to the outside. Go on the existing hole, I guess, and go a little bit off center. And I'm not going to have a pilot hole to go off of. This is going to be tough. This is going to want to walk all over the place. This is going to make a huge mess of the door. I'm not really sure how to go about this. Let me see what I can come up with. All right, I've got a plan. So I've marked here where the center of this hole is, and then using a level, I brought that mark out to the edge. So now I'm going to clamp a couple of scrap pieces of plywood onto here. I can manage this. Of course, I no longer have enough room. What was it again? 2 3/8. 1 2 3/8. So that's the mark we got to drill through. If we go straight through, we should get to the other side. Here goes nothing. All right. Looks like I got just a little low with it. That's okay. That fits. Sure. What's next? For the hole through the edge here, for a mortise face plate, 7/8 preferred for a circular drive-in faceplate, 1 inch preferred. I'm guessing we have a mortise. And this is what we've got. That looks like that. Whew. That it's going to be tricky. Yikes. Just round out a little bit here. It goes in. So we're going to have to chisel out a little bit on the back side here, though. Here, let me show you what's happening. So here, this is not as tall, obviously. Nothing we can do about that, but it's a little big. I'm going to have to chisel out just those little bits so that it can sit down in there flush. And the other problem I'm seeing is there's not going to be anything for this to drill into. What are we going to do about that? Looks like the bottom one's going to catch. Well, one thing at a time. All right, I think we finally got it. It's just sitting pretty flush now. Before I started, I went and put this chisel on a grinder, really sharpened it up good. That helped a lot. Highly recommend that. Let's see what's next. Okay, now that that's done, we can go back to the regular instructions. Install the strike into the door frame is the next thing. Oh, nope, sorry. Okay, so we can screw this latch in here. I can definitely get one screw in on the bottom, but I wonder if I shouldn't try to get a piece of wood attached here so I can put the top one in. Let's see how one goes for now, and we'll see. At least to get the rest of this installed. You can always come back later and do that too, I suppose. Okay, so now I gotta get the striker put in the door jamb. After that, it's all smooth sailing. More chiseling. It's gotta be the original doors, right? It's gotta be. That's kind of cool, I guess. That is quite a bit different. Drive one screw in there just to see. Just to see what happens. Huh, that's not bad, but it's got to come in more. Pretty surprised, though. Not bad at all. That looks pretty good. Dig out the hole a little more. I think we're going to have to move that back still. Let's just see. I'll show you a little more closely what's going on here. This is the old one. Sat in here just like that. So this new one is quite a bit bigger. So I've got all of this space chiseled out, but I'm going to have to get a little bit more of this taken out. Drive in a couple screws and see if it shuts. I'm just put one screw in. Oh, that is great. Yeah, no complaints with that at all. The door isn't hanging quite right. You still got to kind of pull down on it to get in, but that has nothing to do with the handle. So I put one more screw in this. I think we're home free. Get the torque way down on this. Let's try one more time with everything tightened in. Oh, that is beautiful. All right, I think we just get the handles on now and we're done. Don't really know if there's an up and a down. Just those screw holes need to line up to make those up and down. Does that work? Yeah, okay. So there's this hole through here that this mechanism has to go through. So we'll put this through that hole and then sandwich this in on the other side. And then that will make it so that these screws, mounting screws, that kind of squeeze the knobs to the door are just straight up and down. So, uh-oh. What's going on? There we go. Just a little finagling. So these longer screws going from the inside. Okay. Seems to work good. Locks it. Nice. They don't fall off. That's what counts. Oh, beautiful. That's great. Well, I made a huge mess that I now have to clean up. And we did need a couple of tools that didn't think I would need. This is 2-inch hole saw, and then the 7/8 that we didn't end up using just because there was such little material to work with on either side of this. I didn't feel comfortable using that hole saw in here, so we just filed a little bit away, and we didn't get that top screw in there, but that's okay. This kind of looks a little hacked away, but it's all we can do. But it works great, and it looks good. I'm super happy. Let's get all this cleaned up. Go tell Jesse it's fixed. One final note about this doorknob. This is the type where you can lock it, and then it will stay locked if it's shut. So say you start running a bath, and then your kids come here, lock the door and shut the door. How do you get back in before the tub overflows? Well, they give you this little thing in the box with it, and you can just put that right in there. Maybe it's this way. Just like that, and unlock the door. So I just like to keep this right up here, just in case.